I'm surrounded by my enemies. Titans of power who alter the course of galaxies and even multiverses. Roaring waters swirl in a hurricane around me. And I am glad, for it's the gods who are trapped with me, the four-legged baby shark. Welcome to Deep Thoughts While Gaming. I'm Chris Chappell. The hearts of man have gone cold for superheroes. The death of Thanos in Avengers Endgame was the death of society's love for all things Marvel. People are exhausted from seeing Disney drag the corpses of dead franchises onto the smoldering fire pits of burnt movie flops. But then, Marvel Rivals, the 6v6 third-person shooter video game came, and it's a marvelous success, siphoning off the life force of Overwatch like a vampire. Developed by Marvel Games and NetEase, another one of China's many ventures into the gaming industry, Marvel Rivals revived the superhero genre into the public consciousness with its own spin on the PvP shooter genre. You can play as one of dozens of fan favorites and lesser-known superheroes and supervillains. And let me tell you, the characters absolutely drip with Riz. Oh yeah, smoking hot babes are back, boys. Concord developers, take notes. Use the power of the moon, the power of K-pop, or just guns, representing the US of A. Get good and you can make just about every character OP. Yes, even the dude bringing a bow and arrow into the mix can decimate foes. But one in particular stands out as absolutely broken. Who is the absolute bane of the arena? Who is Satan's greatest soldier? Is it Hela, the Asgardian goddess of death, raining down terror from the skies? Doctor Strange and his portals of hell? Or Squirrel Girl, the Thanos Slayer? No, I'm of course talking about Jeff, the land shark, a walking tsunami, created by MODOK, adopted by Gwenpool and Deadpool, and inaugurated into the West Coast Avengers. His mere presence in Marvel Rivals shatters the souls of men, just as the lullabies of his brethren break parents of young kids. Feeling the pungent ooze of Jeff's saliva running down your chin is the least of your concerns. It's his ultimate, the bane of Marvel Rivals' existence. He gobbles up everybody in a massive whirlpool and spits them out wherever he pleases. It's an utterly broken mechanic. Teams going up against a Jeff player must adapt, avoid clumping up, and use movement abilities to sidestep Jeff's jaws of death, lest they all be consumed, spewed out of the stage and fall to their impending deaths. Jeff's hunger is voracious, his mouth all-consuming. So powerful are the linings of his stomach that it even handles the reality-warping Infinity Gauntlet. Jeff is a warning of human hunger. Philippines 319 warns that their end is destruction. Their God is their belly, and their glory is their shame, with minds set on earthly things. What man voraciously consumes reflects what he worships, and oftentimes what man worships is destructive in its own right. Look no further than the pagan practice of human sacrifice. You may look at the pagans of old and ridicule their old arcane practices. Surely, mankind has evolved past the arcane rituals and barbaric practices done in the name of some useless faith. What people often miss, however, is how utterly pragmatic the pagans were. The pagans of old deified anything and everything they saw in nature. The sun, the moon, the stars, the rivers, you name it. Every element they saw had its own god or spirit, and if there's a god or spirit, then there must be a set of rules of how they operate. Pagans wanted to know if their gods were functional, if the gods could deliver what they wanted. Pagans believed they could manipulate their gods into doing what they want, as long as they pay the right price. The Philistines offered sacrifices to Dagon, the god of fertility, in exchange for high agricultural yields. Alexander the Great offered sacrifices to Zeus to compel deliverance of military victory. Humans in the 21st century are a lot more similar to their ancestors than they'd like to admit. Just look at all the ways humans form habits with rites and rituals, meditate on that which they hold sacred, and form transactions with those they believe have power to give them what they desire. What better example of pagan worship than the world of OnlyFans? Talk about a relentless hungering. The men who pay on OnlyFans make covenants with the goddesses of their own choosings. Here is a portion of my hard-earned wealth. you are bound to give me both sexual pleasure and an interactive relationship. Give me harvest in my life, a world suffering from sexual and social famine. Thousands of such covenants are being made and renewed every single day, and more pagan gods and goddesses are taking residence in the realm of OnlyFans than ever. By now you may have heard of the UK OnlyFans model Lily Phillips. She made a splash on the news after a documentary showed her having sex with 101 guys in a single day. Instead of 6v6, it was 1v101. And that's just a warm-up. Phillips plans to do 1,000 in a day. My computer doesn't have enough RAM to handle that. And somehow I doubt she can take that much RAM. Phillips is out there gobbling up men in a cesspool of, oh God. I'm totally not jealous of that cameraman. It doesn't take a genius to know that the god of these men's bellies is lust. Just see their voracious appetites for Phillips. Not even the thought of sharing the same body as 100 other guys deterred them. They just lunged onto Phillips like wolverines. Each man was promised a measly 5 minutes with Phillips in exchange for paying a large lump of money. During those 5 minutes, they could have Phillips do whatever satisfied them, within certain limits. Of course, doing 101 takes up a lot of time, and given all the logistical challenges that came up, not every man's hunger was satisfied. Some went over their time limits. Others weren't given enough time. Phillips herself recounts how one man complained that they only chatted for 2 minutes instead of the promised 5. The men demanded that their sacrifices be rewarded. I gave this, therefore give me all that. They raised their fists in rage, just like the pagans who complained why they didn't see the blessings they expected. The men weren't the only worshippers in this transactional relationship. Phillips herself, and all like her, are worshippers as well. The love of money burns in the hearts of OnlyFans models. They believe that in exchange for exposing themselves, they will be blessed financially. Some would even go so far as to convince themselves that God is okay with what they do because their happiness, more specifically their worldly desires, is the highest good God is concerned about. Of course, as competition grows, there's a growing pressure to do more and more extreme acts to stand out. How far is too far? Where is the limit to man's voracious appetite for that which he desires and worships? What effect does this have on one's own body, the lives of those surrounding them, and one's own soul? And as Asmongold discovered, even Marvel rivals itself, possessed by such a voracious appetite for cash, is actively censoring terms like Free Taiwan and Tiananmen Square Massacre in the hopes of gaining access to the China market. Typing 9/11 was an inside job is okay though. Beware, lest your voracious appetites consume you and your allies alike and drive you mad enough to throw everybody into the pits of hell. Thank you for watching Deep Thoughts While Gaming. And remember, man must direct his appetite and worship to good things. And if you want blessings, you'll give me money. You can support more Deep Thoughts While Gaming over at patreon.com/gamersunbeaten, or you can hit that join button to become a channel member. You'll get access to an exclusive Discord server, live streams, videos, emojis, and my promise to you to never sing Baby Shark. And click on this video to learn about identity politics and gender identity in Baldur's Gate 3.